So wherever you are, just drawing your palms together and coming into an awareness of your body and your breath. Come to sit on your chair, wherever you are. Just bringing your awareness into the space you're in. Noticing the sounds in your environment. And the sensation of your body on the chair. Perhaps you can feel into those points of contact, the bottoms of your feet, the backs of your thighs and buttocks. Perhaps your back might be leaning into the back of the chair a little. Just noticing that light pressure that you feel from all those points. And even the points like my hands meeting my knees, the inner arms meeting my side body, being present in your body. And let's take a nice deep breath in. Through the nose if possible, and exhale completely. Just let the breath settle itself, regather. Deep breath in and out. With a little bit of sound, if that feels good. There's a nice release. Deep breath in. Lovely. Floating your eyes open if they've been closed. And let's move into a little bit of stretching here. So just to articulate the spine, taking hold of the knees and curling your spine forward, allowing your chin to come to your chest. And then starting the action at the tailbone, rippling up through the vertebrae, come to arch your back in the opposite way. Just moving there from one curling action to the other. You might want to come forward a little on your chair. I should have said that at the beginning, just so that your back isn't pressing into the back of the chair. Breathing in as you're opening up. Exhaling as you're curling forward. Breathing in deeply through the nose. Exhaling as you curl. A couple more here. Drawing your shoulders back as you're opening upwards. Exhale down. And then coming to sit upright. Let's move into the shoulders a little here. Take them for some nice easeful circular kind of action. Drawing the shoulders back and rolling them forward. Loosening into the shoulders a little there. And then extending the arms out to the side like you're flying like a bird. Feel as if your fingertips can draw away. As if the arms are anchored at the center of the chest and everything's moving out from there. See how broad you can be across your chest. Beautiful. And then come to hug. The hands come to the opposite shoulders. And as you're here, taking the elbows in line with the shoulders there and pressing the elbow points towards each other. Grip your shoulders nice and firmly. Your feet have a nice steady base there. And then breathing in deeply. And exhale, left over right. And pressing the elbow points towards each other. And breathing in and out. Let's take the right arm up and the left arm down. work into that diagonal stretch a little there. Swap it over the other way. Really feel as if you can draw your breath in as you extend long. Exhale as you exchange. Breathing in. Exhale. Breathing in. And this time, as we come up, I'd like you to take your right hand, place it either to the back of the head or perhaps to the top of the spine here. Take the other arm out to the side, point the thumb down, and then thread that. It might want to sit just here at the base of the spine, or you might like to crawl that hand up towards meeting the other one. If they can hook together, that's great. It might just be hanging onto the t-shirt and extending from there. Whatever you can manage today is just perfect. And just breathe. As you're working into this, make sure that your neck's not kind of doing anything strange. It's just feeling nice and soft and upright. The elbow points are moving in the opposite directions. And release. And let's go the other way. Take the top hand either to the back of the head or the top of the, in between the shoulders there. Arm out to the side. Thread it through. Maybe it's just going to sit at the base of the spine there. Or maybe you can take hold of the fingertips or the t-shirt. Drawing those floating ribs softly back so we're not kind of just thrusting the chest out to achieve that linking of the fingertips. Breathing deeply, extend the elbows in the opposite directions. And release. And soften down. Beautiful. So we'll come into a couple of really nice twists, using the back of the chair to just support that action. So depending on the chair, it's actually probably easier on your kitchen chair than it is here, as this comes across the center of the chair. But we want to sit sideways onto the chair with the back of it towards your right side. Feet on the floor, obviously, but they're about hip width apart, feeling nice and steady there. First, elongating the spine. Even in that action, we're really affirming this nice, open, tall, strong posture. Crown of the head floating up towards the ceiling. At the base of the spine, anchoring down. And so we'll breathe in to lengthen even further. And then exhale as you take the left hand across, take hold of the back of the chair and gently draw yourself around. Make sure that the head is just not kind of yanking its way around, but just softly a natural extension of the spine's movement. And we're not using this leverage to really pull or push into it, just as a bit of extra support. We don't want to go too far. Just feel as if it's there to hang on to allow that action to happen a little. Keep the breathing steady. Nice, last nice deep breath in and out as you release. And just swivel yourself around to find yourself the other way on the chair. Settle down in the base. Feel as if you can sit heavily down into the chair. The feet are directly under your knees. Breathing in to extend. Exhale to twist around just as far as feels comfortable. And let the breath come and go. But each time you breathe in, see if you can be tall. Each time you exhale, see if you can go a tiny little bit deeper into the twist. And it's more of a sense of releasing into the twist than pulling or pushing. Last deep breath in. And exhale as you come back to the front. Just sitting on your chair as you normally would again. And we'll take the right leg out directly in front of you, floating the foot up, and then crossing it across the left knee. So just see where you can come here. Perhaps the cross is a little bit more shorter there. Or perhaps you can take the outer ankle to the left knee across like this. And then we're just going to, again, have the hand there as support. We are drawing that knee down, opening the hip a little there. But we're not really pushing down hard. We're just allowing a little bit of firmness there to say, yes, that's the direction we're going in. We're flexing the toes back towards the knee to get a bit of action there and maintaining this upright sensation through the spine. And take a few breaths. Each exhale, perhaps taking that knee a little deeper down towards the ground. Beautiful. And release the leg forward. And then cross the leg over, just as if you're sitting there with your legs crossed. You might want to see if you can tuck those toes around behind the ankle, or just sit them beside. You just want to have a sense of these legs really meeting each other, and then create that action even further, pressing that bottom thigh up towards the top thigh, the top thigh down towards the bottom thigh, and really finding a nice satisfying twist with the legs. And then let's take the arms up, breathing in. And here again, as soon as we take the arms up, sometimes there's this want to come forward in the ribs. We want to draw softly back, the navel coming back towards the inner spine. Taking the palms together, drawing them back down the center until you get to the heart space. And release. Let's go the other side. Shooting that left leg out, heel being drawn forward. Take it across the other knee. And just soften here. Settle, see what's possible. Each exhale, drawing that knee down a little further. Nice steady breaths through the nose. And release. And let's take that leg over, cross it over the top, perhaps tuck it behind, and really work for those legs to meet each other. Drawing the tailbone down, having a little sense of a rock, a little back on the hips. Breathing in, let's take the arms up. Drawing those lower ribs back a little. Be there. Let the breath come and go. Drawing the palms together. Back down the center. Arrive at the heart. And release. Beautiful. We'll just do a couple of standing poses here. So if you do have a yoga mat, pop the chair with all 4 feet on the mat, just so it's nice and grippy. You're not going to go anywhere. Take hold of the sides of the chair and step back and find your downward dog pose here. So quite often, if you're familiar with the pose, if you're doing it to the mat, your heels may be a little off the ground. When we're up here on the chair, we can have that experience perhaps of the heels meeting the ground, which can be nice and satisfying. And as we're here, see if you can allow your chest to come through. Just make sure your head is floating there, the ears
level with the inner upper arms. Having a little sense of, again, drawing back through the navel. And reaching the tailbone back away from you so you can really have a sense of lengthening through the spine. Let's come up onto the balls of the feet. Extend even further back. And then exhale the heels back down. Be soft here. Make any little adjustments that feel good. And breathe in as we come forward, taking your weight forward, coming into a plank position here. Again, keeping that sense of the heels moving towards the mat. Make sure you're feeling steady on your chair, coming forward. Straight line from the heels all the way to the crown of the head. Plank pose. Let the breath come and go. And dropping the hips a little deeper, upward facing dog to the chair. It's not dropping everything down here. There's still a sense of broadness across the back. And lift through the core, drawing the heels away. You'll feel more steady in your balance that way. And then let's come back to downward dog. Coming forward, plank. Dropping down a little further, upward facing dog. And back to downward dog. Forward into plank. Upward facing dog. And back to downward dog. One more time, plank. Dropping the hips. And downward facing dog. Exhale there. Beautiful, and stepping the right foot forward so that it lands underneath the seat of the chair, dropping that back foot at a diagonal, taking the right hand to the center, that's the right foot underneath there, the right hand to the center of the chair, and let's find a triangle pose here. Reaching up towards the ceiling, feeling that hand nice and steady to the chair. This is a good one on days that your balance might be feeling a little off as well. Reaching up, just looking out to the side of the room, keeping the head in line there. If you're feeling really steady, you could take the gaze up to the upper hand. Deep breath in as we raise the top fingertips up. Exhale, take hold of the side of the chair. Again, stepping back into downward dog. Breathing in as we step the other foot forward. Drop the heel back. Left hand to the chair. Breathing in. Take the arm up. Keep the gaze to the side of the room initially. Steady there. If you want to take your eyes up, you can. Feeling strong through the legs. Both knees are straight. Pressing and the mat away between the feet. Reaching up to the fingertips at the top there. Exhale, take hold of the sides of the chair. Stepping back to your downward dog. Beautiful, let's take the knees to the floor and perhaps your buttocks can come back to your heels, perhaps not. So here we want to take the arms folded to the seat of the chair and just scooch your distance so it feels comfortable. We want to be resting forward here so the chest has some space to come through. You might find that you need a little bit more height than the seat of the chair. You could just stack your fists up there or take a blanket or something to make that a little higher. Also, if you don't sit easily to the heels, you might just want to take a little bit of support there so that you can have a bit of height to sit up on between the heels and rest forward there. Take a few nice deep breaths in and out, just letting things settle. Close the eyes down here if it feels good. Enjoy the sensation of a bit of pressure to the forehead. And just letting any external thoughts that are jumping in soften down. Let the breath steady if it's feeling a little jagged. And breathing in to come up. You could stay with that first pose, that resting pose if you like, or you can take your legs either side of the chair and just draw it in. I've got a wall here so I'm not going out too wide, but just find where that feels good. Again, adjusting the distance that the chair is so that you can rest your forehead down. On folded hands, you might again find that you're more upright because we don't want to feel as if we're doing this to get to the chair. We want to feel as if the spine is long and then just hinges forward at the hips, and then you just soften your head down. And as you're here, keep the legs a little active, draw the toes back towards you. And you might like to work with the breath. The in-breath lengthening the spine up a little further. The out-breath perhaps softening further forward. You can adjust the chair as you go if you need to. And it is good that I've got this blanket here too. There's a little bit of height. So you might want to play with that if it makes the pose more accessible. Just a minute or so here. Allow the breath to soften. Quieten. Finally, let's use the chair as a little bit of support to get a little inversion happening. This one's okay for anyone to do. In that, the base of the spine stays flat to the floor. We're not raising the hips away here, but letting the base of the spine be flat. The calf muscles can just spread to the seat of the chair. Take a moment to adjust your shoulder blades down your back. Open the palms up towards the ceiling. Just find whereabouts it feels good for you to have your arms. Sometimes that rotation of the shoulder can feel a little bit more easeful if the arms are up a little further. Or you could just take your hands to your belly if that feels nice. A real sense of coming into the awareness of the breath. Coming and going, perhaps feeling a little bit of the response in the belly as the breath is moving. And you might like to close your eyes down here, or even cover your eyes with whatever you have on hand. I've got a strap here, but maybe you've just got the arm of a jumper or something like that you might like to pop across your eyes. Just to block out the light a little and really allow yourself to come inward. So I'm just going to grab my couple of things here. Just staying with the sensation of ease that comes with Shavasana, releasing from the practice. Allowing the body to integrate, be soft there. Resting completely. A few minutes here. That's quiet integration. Just allow your breath to deepen a little. And taking your legs down from the chair and just rolling to one side for a moment or two there. Allowing your eyes to come open and maintaining a little bit of softness to your gaze. Don't be in too much of a hurry to get up and back into things. You could stay there for a while longer if you like, or come up to sit and we'll finish the class together. Drawing the palms together. Bring yourself into an awareness of the sensation of the palms meeting each other, the thumbs coming back and pressing lightly at the heart center, closing the eyes down one last time. Bowing the head down.
acknowledging your practice of yoga here today. Namaste.